Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming to you with another video from a beautiful night. And in this video, I want to talk about making deals out of thin air. You know, one of the ways to be successful and to stand out and to find more deals, make more profits as a reseller, especially if you're selling on eBay and Amazon, but this applies for Poshmark and Etsy as well, is to make deals out of nothing. What do I mean by that? So I'm gonna give you guys a couple examples of ways that I find inventory that other people are passing up because they're not making the deal, they're not creating the deal. Being resourceful as an eBay, Amazon seller is huge. So let me give you a couple examples. We have two people, right? One person goes into a thrift store and they scan the books, they look through the clothes, maybe they look through the toys, the glassware, and maybe they find a couple of items, maybe they walk out with $60 potential profit. The other person walks in and he immediately goes up to maybe one of the employees or one of the managers that he's built a relationship with and says, "Hey, what's going on? What's happening, Rick? How you doing?" Rick says, "What's going on, Steve? Just to let you know, man, hope you're doing well. We just got a bunch of books that came in. We haven't even processed them yet, but hey, if you want, you're welcome to go into the back room and scan the books," right? That's called backroom access. Or maybe Rick says, "Hey, man, we got all these books. I'll bring them out for you." And he wheels them out in the little blue Goodwill bin thingamajiggy, and you're able to scan them all, and I walk out with $300 profit. That's one example. Another example, maybe we have two people who go to a garage sale, and one of the people, they look, they find a couple items. Maybe they find a guitar that sells for $40, maybe they find a couple books, maybe they walk out with $60 profit. But the next person, maybe they don't find anything, but they say, "Hey, do you happen to have any video games or any Pokemon cards?" "Oh yeah, I do. Like, are you looking for Pokemon cards? My son just moved out and he said that, he's trying to get rid of these things." So you go, pick up all these Pokemon cards, all these items, $400 profit. That's a way to create a deal. So I talked about the thrift store, I talked about the garage sales. Another great way is on eBay itself. Maybe you're looking through some of the eBay listings, and maybe you're looking through some board games and you see a board game that's selling for $70 on Amazon FBA. The person's got it for $40. You see that it's been listed for 6 months. You send them a direct message. "Hey, what's going on? I was just curious, would you be open to taking an offer of $20 for your board game? I hate to lowball you, but I noticed it's been sitting for 6 months. And while some of you guys might cringe and be like, "You're lowballing, fellow resellers," how many of you guys are ever in a position where you want to get rid of something? You'd get rid of it for 50-60% off because you want that cash. It's been sitting forever. You're sick of seeing it. There's a lot of fellow resellers who are willing to get rid of stuff at dirt cheap prices if you just ask, and it can actually help them because now they can recoup their money, maybe make a little bit of profit and invest it in something that's going to turn a little bit quicker, maybe save some space. That's another way of creating a deal. Another example of a deal is at a flea market. Maybe it's the end of the day at the flea market. Maybe we've got John at the flea market working in the corner. He's got hundreds of items. Maybe he gets items for dirt cheap because he does house clean outs, and maybe he's only in it for $100 and he has 200 items. He's already made 400 for the day. He's good. There's a whole bunch of stuff left over at the end of the day. John's not looking forward to packing it all up in his trailer and bringing it home. End of the day, you say, "Hey, what's going on? I notice you have all these items right here. I'm a reseller as well, actually sell on eBay. You could disclose that. Would you be open to putting together a deal for everything here? No pressure. I'm not trying to pressure you if you're trying to sell this next week or whatever, but I'm a reseller and I actually do really well with this on eBay or Amazon." You don't have to disclose all that. And John might say, "Yeah, sure, shoot me an offer." So maybe he's asking for $500 for everything, but you offer him a couple $100. Again, you might be cringing saying, "Oh, Steve, you're lowballing people, this and that," but you have to understand it's all within context, right? John's gotten those items. He got them all for $100. He's already made his nut for the day. Right now, what's John's problem? John has to bring all this crap back into the trailer. He has to move it back in there. He has to bring it home. He has to unload it. John just wants to get rid of it. So you can never judge a book by its cover. That's an example of creating a deal out of thin air. Maybe you're with, a group of friends or family, and you just let everybody know, "Hey, what's going on?" Like when you talk to them, I'm selling on eBay. I sell a whole bunch of different items. If you ever have anything that you're looking to get rid of, I do consignment, 50%, 70%, whatever. Give them a card. Now, don't be all promotional and whatnot. But what if they call you, right? What if one day they call you and they say, hey, Steve, I have all these books in my attic. I don't want anything to do with it. Like, honestly, you can just take it for free. Or, hey, could you sell these for me and we'll split it? Creating a deal out of thin air. You've got to be resourceful. You've got to be creative. There's a million cookie cutter ways that everybody's going about getting inventory right now. Going to thrift stores and garage sales, but you could take those examples and go one step further to create a deal out of thin air, like library sales. A lot of people, they go to library sales and there's a ton of competitors there. They find a bunch of books, but how many of those people actually go up to the people who are running the deal and say, hey, in the future, if you'd like, I'll sell the books for you. Or if you'd like, you could actually set them up with something called Scout IQ Team Mode, and you could log them into an app and they could scan the books and they could give them to you, and you could pay more money for them than what they'd get at the actual sale. So you could sell it for consignment, or you could buy it straight out. There's so many different ways. One of my buddies in San Diego, I met him at one of Caleb Roth's bookseller events. He had deals with, I think, 25 or 30 libraries out in California, San Diego, and I think he was doing 7 figures a year in gross revenue just with that model alone. There's a lot of people who create deals out of thin air by going a step further. So I don't know how you're sourcing items in your eBay and Amazon business, but one question that would be great to ask yourself is, how can I take it a step further to be able to attract more inventory that other resellers aren't doing? For example, the thrift store. You go to the thrift store, build relationships with the manager, backroom access. The flea market, making deals at the end of the day. We talked about building relationships with, selling consignment through your friends and your family just by asking this simple question, right? We talked about the library sales. We talked about eBay, right? Again, you don't want to just go lowballing people for no reason, but find value propositions, find value points. For example, the reseller who's been holding onto the item a long time, or the reseller at the end of the day who doesn't want to, bring all the stuff back in and trek it back home. Find creative ways to make deals at garage sales. Just today, I asked the seller, because I saw a couple sports cards laying around. I said, hey, do you have any more baseball cards or any Pokemon cards? And the person said they had a bunch of them. The guy had to leave for work, but he gave me his contact, and I just followed up with him a couple of minutes ago. We're going to be setting up a time tomorrow to look through a whole bunch of vintage baseball cards, boxes of cards that haven't been opened. I don't know if it's going to be a good deal or not, but it's a lead. And that's the key to building a reselling business. You want to get more leads coming in, more prospects, more opportunities, more connections, more relationships, because you never know, how much money a lead or a connection or a deal could make you over 1, 3, 5 years, right? So hopefully this kind of opened up your eyes to different ways that you can build profitable sources out of thin air. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor, smash that like button down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. I'm just enjoying a beautiful day right here. Pretty excited. I just got my fence put up in my backyard, and I built this fire pit. It's not done yet. The actual fire pit's uneven. We're gonna level it out and everything, and I've got these just pieces of wood and old brick around it, so I got to go to Lowe's and get some new brick to make it look professional. But yeah, having a great day. Built my gym today in my basement, so everything's going great. The deals are rolling in. Amazon's doing great. eBay's doing great. So with that being said, much love. Hopefully you guys are crushing it, and use these strategies to make some money.